Hello.
Hello, Joe. We'll call the meeting to order today. I think everybody has probably had a chance to look at the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved.
We have one motion to move. Anybody second?
Second?
Priscilla seconds. Everybody in favor or anybody object? Everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion stands for the agenda. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes? And if so, do you have any input on the minutes for July? Jack, do you have any? No?
I do not.
Okay.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes from July, please?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Luke does second. Any discussion? Everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
And no one opposes. Would you like to do staff reports?
I just wanted to make one quick comment on the staff report, first staff report. I'd just like to welcome Joel back. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
I need to recuse myself.
All right. Y'all first saw the proposal for the new home on Cove Drive, now Kennedy Cove Drive, in May as a complimentary review, and a number of concerns were expressed by the commission. And Mr. Lyons came back to you at July meeting, and there was extensive discussion. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Are you recusing?
That's what she said. She's recused.
Okay, sorry, I should have waited.
Okay.
I'm addled by the heat. He came back in July with the revised version, and it added an overhang over the front door of the glass facade. It revised the location for the garage to push it further back in order to address some concerns that you had expressed. He also changed the configuration and size of two sets of the windows of the front facade. During that meeting, the commissioners again expressed concerns. A particular concern seemed to be the windows, the changes to the windows, and an ongoing concern about the two-story glass entry facade. And now he has come back with a third variation. And in this, of the two sets of windows that were changed, the ones to the left of the entry were put back as they were in the complimentary version, which didn't seem to be of great concern. And he has two versions of the windows on the protruding gable of the house, one with matched windows and one with a bigger window and two smaller windows. One thing he may need to explain is that for the version with the matched windows, they don't match the interior design layout. So maybe that's just a fluke and he can explain that to you. There are no other changes to the front facade, and for both versions, he also offered a new type of rendering showing it from Jackson Avenue. So you have a better idea of how it will look if you're on the street, not just standing in front of it, which is a more fair representation most of the time. So as noted in previously, new construction needs to be especially sensitive to compatibility and existing relationships between structures and their setting in the historic district. He has submitted the two options in this newest version to address concerns you expressed. With those changes and with the prior versions, the home will be of a similar proportion to, incompatible with other homes in this development. The massing will be similar with the removal of the pushing of the garage back. It will not look as big along the front. The roof shape is a hip shape as is used in other parts of the historic districts. And it uses traditional materials for the siding and the roof and wood accent siding. However, the design of the front door is a two-story glassed entry facade That is the most predominant feature. That facade does not seem to blend visually with other historic or more recent buildings on this street, which all feature prominent front porches. Although it's well removed from Jackson Avenue, the rendering shows it does not significantly change the visual impact of this two-story glass, rather suburban-looking facade. It will look very different from other homes on this street and other homes along this section of Jackson Avenue. It is a contemporary design with contemporary features, but it has a great many traditional elements. Other residential uses are built to the same materials and colors and scale and height. So the commission will need to discern if the ways in which this home does comply with specific elements to be considered render it sufficient to be compatible in the neighborhood, and if the design will contribute to the character of the area. There's nothing in the design guidelines to disallow the use of any particular design style for a new home, but they shall contribute to the character of the historic district, and staff has concerns that the contemporary two-story glass entry facade is a character-defining feature that doesn't currently exist in this district. Do you have any questions? No. Okay. I'll be here if you need.
Good evening.
Would you state your name for the commission?
Joel Lyons.
Nice to meet you.
If we could turn to sheet architect drawing 105. Well, I actually had three options. Two of them are shown here, and one's you just close the shutter. But we'll talk through that. But, well, yes. Okay, so let's start with this would be an option on the far right side of the home. You can see we have a double window on the left side now that replicates the one on the right. This is what Judy was referring to. This kind of would change the interior layout of that area because that's a bathroom and closet. But in order to make this work and get this approved, we'd be willing to do that. The second option had the two single windows on the left with the shutters. That's my preference. And the third option would be have those shutters closed, operable but closed full time, as if they're just in closed position. So that would be three options there. The roof line, we lowered the pitch and brought the roof line down. That allowed us to get bigger windows up top. If you look to the left, second floor, we had changed that to a single back on it based on the complimentary review, that we changed that back based on the comments from the last review. So if you look at the top, it's all symmetrical. You got the dormer, the transoms. So those were some of the comments from the last meeting. Now at the front, we changed the right side of the first level. It had just a window by the full doors. We changed that back based on the comments received at last meeting. And then on top, originally we had the reclaimed lumber from the Shaw house that we're going to use, but felt like that was making it pop a little bit too much, and so we've gone back with brick and the siding to match the other siding on the house.
This is on the windows. Does anyone have any questions about the windows and the different layouts?
Well, this is just one version, correct?
Yes, ma'am. There's another.
And let's take a look at all three.
Then I provided two separate documents. There, we'll go to the plan. So this is the option two. You have the single windows of matching height. Originally on the complimentary we had the just the transom portion, the small window with the small shutter. We made them full length with shutters. That's the preferred choice. The third option would be to have the same configuration, but have the shutters closed.
Do you have a rendering of that?
Not of that one, no ma'am.
And I have a question about that. What is accomplished by closing one half of the shutters?
Well, the far left single is in the shower. So, you know, we can rearrange that room if need be, but that was the reason to provide the third option. If we had the third option is those single windows are closed full time with the shutter, then you don't have the interior issue with it being in a shower.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sort of with Priscilla, unless I see them side by side.
You know, like this option, the first one we're looking
Yeah.
at. I don't know if he can flip back and forth or somehow pull them both up
I
together.
will say that the option with the closed shutter does not appeal to me because it doesn't really fit with anything else on the house, at least from what I can see.
Just bear with me.
I can pull out the tape.
Paper's always good. But I can tell you that you lowered the roof line.
Yes, ma'am. Well, my idea of the shutter is having it closed, as we do have shutters on smaller windows. Now, these are larger. But, you know, they don't have to be closed. I could reconfigure the shower and that bathroom to make it work.
Maybe?
I really did appreciate the rendering for that. It's very helpful.
Is that okay?
Yes.
And so, Joel, just so I understand, the third option, you're saying is both of those shutters would be closed?
So as I'm looking at this, to my left is option A, is that correct?
Yes.
And then option, is that correct, Ben?
I don't think
That's-
it is.
No, I think that's the second. The one to the left, I think, is the second option.
Well, I did state that my preferred option was the one on the right, which,
Oh, okay.
With the fixed shutters.
Well,
I'm sorry,
that's-
with the fixed shutters.
I just thought of that as a third option.
No, I'm sorry, it's the one here that just says fixed shutters.
Right, but he's saying like you could close them and have them permanently fixed. And that's more of an interior thing than exterior.
So to do option A, you would have to reconfigure your bathroom and shower, correct?
Yes, sir, with that double window, that is like right into the middle of there's a closet and bathroom right here.
Yeah.
And so that whole area would have to be reconfigured.
That's why I explained why I didn't match. I go to the trouble of reconfiguring to you need to.
Does anybody have any questions about the height of the windows, the location of the windows? Is there anybody that feels strongly one way or the other?
I don't feel strongly one way or the other, but
Go ahead.
this isn't much different than what was presented the last two times. I mean, it's still fundamentally the same.
I agree with that statement. Yeah, the windows in any configuration, it's the big windows, the entrance and the windows there and above it that are my concern, and I suppose the other ones are as well. It just makes for a contemporary house house.
Does anyone, Luke, do you have anything to add?
I don't think contemporary in and of itself is a bad thing necessarily.
And I think once it's built, it's not going to have a contemporary look. I mean, it's
Well, I think my point in your new illustration from the street, to me, really sort of strengthens my concern, because the house, it just does not seem compatible to the neighboring houses in the district. And when I see it there with the two on either side, it sort of, in my mind, proves my case.
I think one thing Jack also is saying is if you go up and down the neighborhood, you're not going to find a house in similar style. Most of them are a little more traditional with porches that are your southern kind of porches. This will be glass, and it's quite visible from the street.
Yeah. I just think it is not in character with the rest of the, not just this neighborhood, but the entire area.
So I think my question would be, if the commission is not in favor of the windows as we see it now from the street, how could you remedy that? What could you do?
I mean, I'd have to rethink the front facade. And, I don't know, maybe start over. That's about all. You know, we've looked at 2 or 3 different options and soften roof lines and change windows, and you know, this. I feel like this rendering is a little. It's a little sharp. It's not going to stick out like it shows in this rendering from the street. I mean, if you look at the house on the right, I mean, that's a little bit different than what you see in the historical district as well. So, other than just redesign the front facade, I mean, if any has any suggestions, I'd be happy to hear them. But I mean, I don't.
I mean, we like to work with everybody and come up with a solution that would fit our guidelines and the way that we conduct business, and also be something that you would like to have. Right now, I think the concern is on the style of the windows, making the structure look a little more contemporary than its surroundings. We're not asking for a cookie cutter, we're not asking for anything like that, just something a little bit more compatible with the area. And if you look across the street from that, you can see up and down the houses, up and down that street. When I went by today, I made a special effort to look at porches and the way the outside facade was, and this house would be significantly different, in my view. But we would invite you to work with Ben and continue to see if we can't come up with something that might be a little bit
Sure, I can do that.
you know, for you and for our guidelines.
Okay.
The one thing that we try to do as a commission is to pretty much stay within the guidelines. If you ease out of it at all, then you might as well not have them. And so that's how we like to conduct business.
Okay. I'll just ask for deferral and I'll resubmit, and we'll go from there.
We'll get to know this house really well. So,
All right. Thank you.
thank you. Yes. Is there a motion to table this and have it come back? Joe will make some motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Then it shall be tabled. The next case,
Virginia.
yes.
Someone pop up in the next house. There we go. I'm sure you're all very familiar with this house on Van Buren, and it described in the survey as a gable and wing cottage with Queen Anne influence, built about 1900. And then in 1960, somebody added a double carport on the side, and then later on, they enclosed the carport and put some French doors in to enclose that area. Now the French doors are rotting and need to be replaced. They are requesting that they be replaced with 2 sets of Craftsman-style doors. Regarding replacement doors, the guidelines say that replace non-original doors of inappropriate style with new door based on the architectural style of the house, and avoid replacement doors that are not compatible with the style of the house. While this home is considered non-contributing due to the modifications over time, the general architectural style is Queen Anne, and the original French doors that were put on did not conflict with that style. They're fairly compatible. Staff, however, believes that these doors would not be compatible. The Craftsman style is substantially different from Queen Anne. And while this is a small change, the location of these doors do make them a strong element on the facade of the home. Craftsman architecture dates to a much later time. It would not blend gracefully with the remainder of the facade for the home. Any questions?
And do we have someone to speak for this? And would you state your name for us, please?
My name's Tyson Bridge. I sold my house in Memphis. I'm moving to Oxford. I'm going to redo this house. I've got Corey Alger working on a permanent plan. What I'm trying to do with these doors is, look, my wife and I have lived in Memphis. We got a 6th grade girl and a 2nd grade girl. All I'm trying to do is make this safe to live in the house. These doors are going to be there for probably 3 months to 4 months, maybe a little bit longer, just how long. I mean, Corey's working on the plans right now to redo this house totally. So it's not, I mean, the only thing that's original to this house is the far left, where William Faulkner lived, in that far left area back in the 1920s. This house has been totally, pretty much from that gable all the way over is totally new. Built in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and 90s. What I'm trying to do is, those doors are falling apart. I mean, I can put my hand on the door and squeeze it, and it falls apart. I was not real, I guess being from Memphis, I was concerned about it. I know I don't have to be as concerned in Oxford about it, but when, I walk out in the middle of the night and some college kid's walking around, just looking at it, he goes, "Oh, I just wanted to see what it looks like." I'm like, well, it's a garage. But it's not going to be long. I mean, the doors are just a temporary fix so I can lock it and keep, so nobody can go in there and kick I redid the back part so it's harder to get into my main house, but it's not impossible. I mean, it's sheetrock. So just want to make it safe for 3 or 4 months when I tear everything down, and I'm moving out of the house. I'm totally redoing it, and I'm going to live there when I get done. So, I mean, I'm pretty much asking to put these doors in for 3 months.
Could you put French doors in, similar to that, for 3 months? Is there a reason why you're not interested in?
Well, I think the reason we picked these doors is I thought Ren had talked to you and you said those doors would work.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well,
Ray came in and talked and said, what do I have to do? And I said, you have to apply for a COA and we have to come before the commission.
okay, well, I thought those doors were okay for 3 months.
I mean, in fairness, Tyson, I mean, you're asking the commission to approve a COA for something that you say is temporary. And while that may be true, that doesn't always happen. No different than the commission approved a COA for you to have an addition to this house that was never constructed. So there's no guarantees or assurances that this commission will approve something for 3 months. I mean,
Okay. No, I'm just trying to keep my family safe.
yeah.
I mean, I don't want somebody to
I don't think that this commission wants your family to be unsafe.
Well,
I think
and
this commission is just looking for a salad door that'd be compatible and
But
consistent with the salad
the
door.
way the house is now, you could walk in there, kick a sheetrock in, and walk into my house, and I don't think it's gonna happen. And believe me, I lived in Memphis for 15 years, so I'm thinking Memphis, and these, you know, I just thought, you know, my bad. I thought, you know, these doors would be okay for 3 months, and I apologize. And if it's not, then I'm gonna have to move forward.
You already
Do you have any idea what sort of doors will be in the, you'll have to present, of course, your plan to us after your architect has developed it. Do you have any idea what kind of doors he will be suggesting?
I have not seen the last plan yet, but those doors, that whole, I mean, it's gonna be, I said, let's keep it to that period of the far left is what I told Corey to make it look like. I want to keep it looking, I lived in a 1905 house in Memphis. I want this house to bring it up to the standards of a 1905 house here in Oxford. So, I mean, I mean, it's not going to look, hopefully it's not going to look anything like that house but the far left. So, I mean, that's my plans. You know, so, I mean, but yes, I'm planning on bringing the plans in the next, 90 days.
But we can't vote on
Okay.
something that is happening in,
Oh,
90 days.
well,
We have
I'm just
vote on
trying to-
what's before us,
Well-
those doors aren't appropriate for that house. And I'm open to changing out the doors, just not this particular style.
And what I've done in the past is I redid my house and I had some things that didn't work, and I donated them to Habitat for Humanity. And you can take the tax deduction and then invest in similar French doors like this style.
I mean,
I mean, I think at the end of the day, Tyson, is if you came back with an in-kind replacement, the same type of doors as you see right there that are new, if you came back with that, that's not something that goes back before this commission. That's an in-kind repair, and that's something that we work with you, and you can move forward with the.
so if I put the exact same doors, I can just go put them in.
You may even be able to find some used ones that look just like that and Habitat for Humanity.
Well, that's
I
not
don't
what
know.
was told.
When Ren called and Ren asked about it, he said, I asked that very question, are you going back with the same style of door? And he said, no, we're gonna change it, we're gonna put a different type of door in there. If you're gonna put a different type of door in there, then you're gonna have to go before the Preservation Commission.
No, I guess, okay. I just want to keep my family safe for the next 45 days. And I get it. I mean, I just don't want, I don't think anything's going to happen, but, I'm just trying to lock that door. So right now, you can't even lock the door. The door, is so rotted that you can put your finger through the door. So I mean, it's,
Does anyone else have any suggestions that they'd like to offer for the door?
I mean, we can make a motion to approve, but with a different design and let Judy approve the final design, if that helps, if you don't want to put something in kind back.
oh no, I have no problem putting the exact same door back. I just, this was the door that, you know, that I had, and I was just like, put it in and let's keep it safe, and then we're gonna take it right back out in 90 days. And I had the door, I was gonna put it one of my rental properties in downtown Memphis, but, you know, I'm just trying to keep the house safe.
And we appreciate that, and we want you to do that as well. But if you could, as suggested, come back with doors just like that, just temporary doors. And then maybe the doors that you have back with your rental property are Habitat.
Happy to work with them on that.
Yeah. You know,
This is-
everybody here is willing to work with you to get you where you need to be. And it just might take a day or two longer than what you're hoping for, but this can happen.
I don't think would be a hard door to find. A similar door to that.
Now,
That's a stock door.
So is that something you'd be willing to do?
I'm gonna do whatever you guys tell me to do.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not, you know, I mean, if you tell me to put the exact same doors in there, I will.
Okay. Well, I think it's the consensus, if I'm not incorrect here, that would be a good option for you to do short term. And then when you get your architect and your plans and whatnot and work with Ben and his group, I think you'll be happy with the outcome. So, do we need to table this
or if there's a motion to consider, doesn't seem like,
for the same doors? That wouldn't have to be a motion.
it would not be. But the request is before you. Do you want them to vote on this request?
Well, I mean, are they gonna vote on the same doors or the new
No.
doors?
On which you have before them, which would be
You know,
these doors.
I mean, I think the consensus, put the same doors, so,
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Which wouldn't require.
It does not
approval.
require-
Okay.
Same door, same material. So then you could withdraw this request.
Okay.
So is that what?
Unless you guys want to approve it. I mean, I'm not going to be arguing if you want to approve it.
I think that's a no.
Okay.
But I'm just
Okay.
curious, how would it be approved for a time period? Or like it can?
I don't
Can
think
it?
you can do that.
No. No, that's what I was saying. There are no assurances that, I mean, well, I believe you that it could be, circumstances can change, and then those doors could be there permanent.
Now, it's, I don't think my wife's going to be that happy about that.
So,
Ben, is there any such thing as a temporary approval? I've never heard of one.
No, Jack, there's not.
Yeah, well, so I think this is either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It sounds like there are enough thumbs down at the moment.
well, if he withdraws the request, then that's all we have.
Well, that's fine. I'll withdraw it.
Okay?
So then a motion and a second.
Yeah, a motion, we don't need a motion. We do not need a motion if he's withdrawing the.
So I can
request.
find those exact same doors and go ahead and put them in.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Not for COA. Building permit.
Oh, no. No, I mean, and, you know, so, I mean, I don't know if Corey's gonna be done with the plans, but I'll bring it, you know, I'll
Sure.
put one up. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. This is is the revised version of the Hamlet House. The COA was granted in April, and it reflected a number of modifications from the design discussed at the complimentary review. And in August, when staff reviewed the submitted building plans for this home, it reflected a number of unauthorized modifications from the approved plans. The applicant was requested to return to allow the commission to consider these changes. He did not submit a list, but staff discovered the list that's in your report of the number of changes. Most of the changes individually are not substantial, but collectively the quantity of changes merit consideration by the commission. The majority are minor or in areas that will not be directly seen by the public, but they need to be explained. 3 items are of some concern and will need more consideration. Number 1, the changed locations and types of windows in multiple locations, the changed design and height of the brick wall bordering the pool area, and the apparent change to the roof line of the addition, making it visible from above the existing home from the south side. Of greatest concern is the change to height of the roof line. If that is indeed true, maybe it's a glitch on the drawing. One element of the staff report from the April meeting is a statement from the architect indicating that the height of the new addition will sit 2 feet below the ridge of the existing building. Commission needs to determine if any of the changes that were made in the building plans have a material impact on the reasons that the COA was approved. Do you have any questions? All right, I'll be right here.
Will you
Would
state
y'all-
your name?
I'm JD Caldwell, I'm the architect. How would you like to go through this? You want me to explain stuff, or do you want to have
Yes, I'd
questions
like for
first?
you to.
Okay, more than happy to. I think, first off, there is a concern that this is a bait and switch, and by no means do we intend that, and I apologize for any implication that it would be that way. My understanding, being able to move and adjust little things based on schematic design drawings for the owner, whereas on the back elevation, we move some dormers back and forth or windows. I would not have thought that that would ever be something that would be a dramatic concern. By far and away, I think we would have waited longer to apply had we known that we couldn't apply so early in the design phases, the design process. So first time for everything coming in front of y'all, and I would wait longer this time. But the significant item that was alluded to, the roof height moving up, through the course of just building the house and figuring out it was 8 inches that the back roof line moved up. You can look at the old drawings and new drawings, and it is barely visible, and it is still well below the primary peak. We will move it back down 8 inches. I had no idea that that was a significant issue, and I do not want it to be a significant issue. If you look from the street, again, just in reality, you still will, it'll be the same views you had before, where you will not be able to see the rear addition. The other item that was of significance is the shaped pool wall, and that has been taken out. That was a discussion during design that should not have made it on the page, but that is not going to be part of the project. So the walls are the heights that the COA originally approved. Are there any other high points that y'all want me to touch on? I guess windows maybe?
The wall's not gonna be there, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we took that out. And as far as window design and style, there were a couple of mistakes in the drawings. We reverted back to and got the windows that were originally approved along the back elevation as far as style goes, maybe not location on that back elevation, but as far as style goes. And then on one side elevation, I think it would probably be the next sheet. The bottom right side of the page, up above, we had 2 pairs of windows on each side. Again, going back to design in early phases versus once you start working out the construction documents, those really won't fit. They end up running into the rafters, and so we took it down to a single window in there. That was the major change on that elevation. If there are window pane issues or anything like that, we've been pulling all of it from the historical context, but I'm more than happy to discuss that and make changes. We have not changed the heights of fireplaces or anything else. And if that 8 inches is an issue, we can address it.
So if the ridge on the new part is 8 inches higher than what you presented originally, it is below the ridge on
The original
on
house?
the original house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get a little, well.
They get close.
On the
but-
computer, they're a little tricky looking. It was kind of.
Yeah, I understand.
But visually from the street on the left side, you can see a higher roof line.
Okay. Well, we're more than happy to adjust that back down.
I think that might be something that we would like for you to do.
Okay. All right.
Judy, can you address your concerns
Yeah.
about the windows a little more
I'm not
specifically?
saying I'm particularly concerned, I'm saying there are a lot of them weren't, the design was changed, and I think you just need to consider if you are worried about the change.
I'm a little behind, so enlighten me, and I'm sorry for asking, but, so are you saying that the number of lights,
No, it's
the
different.
mountain size, or just the location, what's
Yeah, there
changed?
was panes, there were 6 panes, then there was 4 panes with 2 panes. Kind of had to go through it and see window by window, and we circled them and said, oh, well, that's a different window style than was on the original.
Joe, you can see here where we circled them. So these are 2/1s. I think that they were originally proposed to be 3/1.
And that-
which is how they've been revised.
And our latest application has gone back. It was purely a mistake on the sheet of paper.
So they're now 3/1?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
see the, Joel, you see, well, I guess it's the same in the upper right-hand corner. That's the same as the window style.
In the garage dormers, they were originally 3 panes over 1 big pane, now they're 2 panes over 1 bigger pane.
But they've been changed back to the original.
Well, now you're saying that, I didn't.
Oh, that's, I understand, but
Yeah, there was, like I said, it was more the cumulative number, which you explained why, how
Sure.
that happened. The only one that was a particular concern to me was the roof line, which y'all talked about now. Then the other one was the design and height of the brick wall bordering the pool area. It used to go this way and now it goes this way. I'm not sure, I'm not saying I have a deep concern with it, but it's different.
are you talking about the little cut angle?
Yeah, a little cut.
We had a structural engineer, civil engineer out there along with contractor, and the amount of grade and fall out there, that was a design solution in order to facilitate actually building it. He talked with both neighbors and everybody. I mean, there wasn't any pushback there, and it was more of an engineering problem than anything. I prefer square walls, but it was such a problem that we were adjusting for the trees out there and the grade.
So why don't we take this piece by piece and you tell
Okay.
us? Okay, so you're saying that the windows that were in question have now gone back to the design that we had already approved?
Yes, ma'am.
So there should be nothing that we should worry about window-wise,
As far as window style.
style?
Some of the windows along the back elevation that he's pulling up, it was 3 dormers evenly spaced, and based on design needs and how the rooms lay out, they needed the living room to be on the left side and the kitchen with a demising wall between, which wasn't the case before. So that's why the adjustments were made. Now, as far as the size of those windows and the style, they're the same. They've just been shifted a little bit on the elevation.
Jenny, remind me, wasn't the larger window that's there on the right side of the screen, wasn't that more in the center? And then two smaller windows on the sides of them. So Joel, it's just a slightly different version based on, I think, the programming as they continue to work through the interior programming. So to Judy's point, don't necessarily know that this is problematic with the commission, but it's not what y'all, this commission approved.
It's facing the rear.
It is.
Yes, that is facing the rear, yeah.
Right.
I think it's learning lesson, when they approve something, that's it. If you have changes, construction that happen, come talk to the staff and explain what's going on and discern what is significant enough that needs reconsideration.
Sure.
If two windows and one dormer are a little different, that's not the same as 8 windows in 8 different places that are different. The brick wall behind the pool was straight across, and now it has this nice graceful arch. It's
Not
really
anymore.
different. It's gone again?
We took that.
We took
took
it
it
out.
out.
That's why the actual set that came with the application, they removed it.
Oh, so the arch is gone, okay.
That's right. Just for clarity, that was for a water feature element with the pool, but there's some planning implications there too, so.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to windows. Does anyone want to say anything about the windows? Are you comfortable with what's being said?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
A question just for clarification. Do I understand, Mr. Caldwell, that he's back to the windows that we originally approved?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
The style of the windows?
Yeah, we are back to the original window styles.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
And you know, it might seem picky that the staff has identified all these little things, but that's all we're about. It's just little things, details. So thank you to the staff for doing their job.
All right, now let's go to the wall, which is not an issue anymore. Am I correct on that?
That's correct.
Can I ask you, what is a cricket?
Uh,
Roof cricket?
When you have water coming down towards a flat surface, you need a cricket, which sheds the water away from that flat surface.
So that's why that was added.
Yeah, so all those lines on the original application, it just shows a flat roof.
Okay.
In reality, no roof is flat, and so we go through and show the ridge lines on the flat roof, and the cricket is part of that. It'll be a little tiny, it looks like a tent on the backside, and it just makes sure water isn't penetrating into the brick.
That makes perfectly good sense.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
I'm also reading that the chimney stack is larger than what was approved.
The chimney, what?
Stack
On the west side.
on the west side and the east side.
I don't believe any part of the chimney is larger. We may have added brick detailing.
I think the footprint is larger.
I did see it circled.
These notes.
I'm sorry. I did see it circled on the roof plan at the top, but I didn't really know what that was referring to. Let's see here. We had a 48-inch and a 48-inch fireplace on either end. And in our original application, we had 48-inch fireplaces. I'm more than happy to provide more documentation with dimensions from the previous and the new.
Are you saying it's an optical illusion and it hasn't changed?
I really don't think so.
No change to the size of the chimney.
No.
It looked a little bigger, but that's, if it's not.
Oh, okay.
And they will show that and find out with building plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, So we've covered the windows, we've covered the wall, we've covered the chimney.
So all of the windows have gone back to the original
To the original.
size, style, everything.
Other than exact location. Along that back elevation, we shifted some of it based on internal programming. And then on the end elevation, where there were 2 windows, we couldn't fit them anymore. And so we put 1. It's still the original style, just like what you're seeing there. We had 2 sets of those on either side. But in reality, once you size those windows in, you can't fit 2 next to each other. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Okay.
And it's on the back side.
correct.
Yes, it's facing it.
Okay, and then the roof line,
As far as bringing it back down 8 inches,
Bringing it back down.
I'm happy to do that.
is there anything else that is a concern or anything anybody would like to add? Jack, do you have anything?
No, I think Mr. Caldwell has satisfied my concerns. And yeah, my biggest concern was always the height of the roof, and as long as it's understood that it will not be an inch higher than the roof in front of it, I'm fine.
Can we go back to 8303?
Say it again.
8303?
Gee, you don't even know that. Okay.
And, yeah, so you're saying it's on this page, the roof, the back roof is 8 inches higher than the front roof?
Correct.
The back roof is 8 inches higher than the original application. That back roof has always been below the primary existing.
All right, yeah.
It was, see, there's a dormer in front of that very faint gray roof there. In fact, those were pretty much in line with each other. And it moved up 3 shingles.
That's the.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to ask or some questions? So since he's gone back to originally everything that we had already approved, is there a reason to approve this COA?
Yes, because there are things that are different than what was previously approved. So you would, the window locations are different,
Okay,
and the application indicates the roof actually being 3 shingles higher, 8 inches higher. And so if there were to be a motion and the commission would not like it to be 8 inches higher, then I think that motion should include that as part of that.
to bring
That element is part of that
the
motion.
roof line down,
That's right.
okay.
But then it would include this COA request as is.
With the roof line being
Yes, ma'am.
lower.
That's right.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
So moved.
So what would your motion be?
It would be to approve the COA as stated with the addition of decreasing the roof height 8 inches.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then the COA is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Chad.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
I have one request.
Hope you freeze to death, Jack.
It's cold up here.